Hi friends, I'm Jamie Estelle Roth and welcome to My Higher Self Has Questions. After losing my eyesight, I began seeing life in a completely new way, through laughter and love and a few divine WTF moments. On My Higher Self Has Questions, we talk about how enlightenment meets real life. This podcast is where I sit down with healers, mystics, and everyday magic makers to talk about what it really means to grow, surrender, and laugh through the mess of being human. This isn't a podcast about perfection. It's about the truth that sometimes healing looks like crying in your car, and sometimes it looks like loving your own chaos. If your soul is on a healing journey, or you just need a reminder that you're not alone, you are in the right place. Let's get curious. Hey, you guys, welcome to My Higher Self Has Questions. I'm so happy you're here because I have an amazing friend here. Her name is Kristen White, and she is a soul with so many gifts. She is a psychic medium. She speaks to pets through spirit. She knows all the things woo-woo. She's just fucking rad, and I love her so much, and I'm so happy she's here. So I'd like to welcome Kristen. Hi, my friend.
Hi.
How the hell are you?
Good to see you. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you.
I had to have you on this podcast.
Thank you. I am so pleased to be here. Like, I always love just sitting with you and chatting, but that we're broadcasting it for other people to get to be a part of our conversation
Right?
Is really awesome.
Because normally we'll have lunch and hang out and talk about all the things, life and whatnot.
Solve all the world's problems.
Yes. And sometimes ours not.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, when I started this whole process of this podcast, I thought to myself, I definitely have to have Kristen White on this podcast because you were such a pivotal person in my story, right? You were one of the first psychic mediums that I spoke with because, as you know, I was looking for somebody to heal me, somebody to tell me this is what you need to do and you will be healed.
Right.
Or this is the time frame that you're going to have to deal with, and then your sight will come back. That was my mentality. Or someone to say to me, you know what, sorry, boo, like, deal with this shit.
Right.
And what I appreciated from you was this no bullshit, honest conversation from spirit. And you were spot on so many things, except when you said, even though you were spot on, you're going to write your story and you're funny, and you didn't know me from anyone, right? And you're like, you're going to share your story. You're so funny. And you're going to have a podcast. You're going to write a book. And I was like, what is she smoking?
Yeah.
There's no way.
I remember the writing the book. That really got you. You're like, there's no fucking way.
I did.
It's just not.
I was like, you crazy. Yeah. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But it did. And now the podcast. I mean, I did Minor Mystics too, which you were also on, which was fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, that was fun.
It's so kismet, right? That here we are almost 5 years later.
Has it been 5 years?
It'll be 5 years in April.
Wow.
For me, yeah. I think we met in July.
Okay.
Via phone. We spoke 3 times on the phone.
Okay.
And then we finally met in I think must have been August, or because I couldn't see at that point. When I was talking to you on the phone, I could still see out of one eye. And I remember you saying to me the first time we spoke, it was like an intake. You were like just kind of checking in. You were walking a dog at the time.
Oh, the consult call.
Yes. And you said, yeah, I've got something up with my eye. And you go, is it your left eye? And I said, yes, it was. And it was only the left at the time. And I said, yeah, it was. She goes, you said, oh, yeah, because my eye is watering. I wondered what that was.
Watering all morning.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yep.
It was so trippy. So anyway, I digress. It was pretty rad to get all that. And I just kept coming back. And then we just became friends. Yeah. And you did a bunch of group readings for people. And I thought that was super cool because you're very good at oracle card readings for groups. And then you did the smaller group, psychic circles, which was also cool. So I have a couple questions.
Okay, of
For
course,
you.
as always.
The ability to speak to pets through spirit.
Mhm.
How does that work? Like, when did that all of a sudden you go, oh, the dog is talking to me?
Yes.
Was that one of the first things that came through for you?
Mhm.
Or was it something that progressed over time as you polished your skills?
I love this question. So when I was little,
Mm-hmm.
animals would follow me. And of course, we had our own pets, but animals would follow me. Like I literally had this neighbor dog that would follow me to school every day. And I would look out the window to make sure he was still there and still safe. And then he would follow me home. And I always just thought that the animals were talking to me, but I didn't think much of it because I was a kid. Like I figured animals must talk to everyone.
How old were you?
Probably 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was going through a transition in my life and looking for what my next step, kind of what my purpose was. I mean, I knew my purpose was to be a wife and to be a mom and to be a teacher, but I was looking for more purpose. At the same time, our family bought 2 horses. We had one for my daughter and one for myself. My horse was older and it felt like he was talking to me, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. And so as I'm looking for my purpose and as my horse is needing to communicate with me, I started asking spirit for signs and just praying that they would drop in, whatever it was that I needed to know to take my next steps. So I started reading books or things would show up online about animal communication. I was raised Catholic, so these are 2 words I never put together in my whole life. And I ended up taking a class that, by the way, was usually 6 months out.
Okay.
You had to book, 6 months in advance.
Yeah.
I called on a Wednesday. There happened to be 2 spaces available on that following Saturday.
Yeah.
So my daughter and I went down to the Gentle Barn in Santa Clarita and we took the class. And in the course of taking the class, the teacher said to me, you should be teaching this class, not taking this class. And I had no idea that I had a gift. I was just going to try the thing and see how it went. And shortly after that, our equine vet said to me, I will give you people. And so I just started in that way. But the pets have always had my heart. My company's called Living Full Wellness. And I really believe that it's not just about ourselves. It's about every facet of our lives. And for a lot of us, pets are a huge portion of our lives. So if our pets are doing well, we're doing well. If we're doing well, our pets are doing well. So it just kind of sort of evolved from that. So it was my horse. I credit him. And he still drops into a lot of different sessions, especially pet sessions.
Does he?
As my helper.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Has there been a animal that you were surprised came through? Like, I'm sure you see a lot of dogs and cats and horses and whatnot, but like something that you were like, well, didn't see that coming.
It's more difficult to communicate with wild animals than it is to communicate with domesticated or pets.
Okay.
And so I used to walk every day at Del Monte Beach and there was a sea lion that would follow me. And so I just started to pretend like I was talking to it.
No.
Not pretend, but like open up the conversation. Well, I started hearing him talk back. And I'm like, I can't believe this is actually happening. But he was nosy and he would follow me along while I was on the shore and he was in the water. He would follow me along and start talking. And so I said to him, if you can really, understand me, do you have family? And he said, yes, next time that you come, I'll bring them.
No, we didn't.
And I'm not kidding you. The next time I was there, which was, I think, 2 days later, there were 4 of them.
Okay, but wait, what kind of questions what were you guys talking about?
I was just asking him, like, can you hear me? Because I wanted to see if I was making contact.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you doing? Why are you following me? Oh, well, I'm just nosy and I like to look at everybody that comes by. And if you had a dog, I'd be even nosier. And then he would say something like, why are you here? Why are you doing this every day? And so, I was in a healing process, as a lot of us do when we walk the beach. And so he's like, okay, well, I'll be here. I'll be a support. I'll be a guide for you. And so when I talk to pets and with people, it starts to come through. Sometimes animals speak in images. Okay. So it comes through as images or impressions. With the more evolved they are, and especially with human beings, it will come in as more of like sentences or phrases.
Okay.
Yeah.
My sister's dog passed away, right, a couple years ago. And, they think about her often.
Yes.
And she's had instances where other animals have come around and she feels Bella,
The presence
her
of
dog.
her dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day, a black lab who looked just like her dog, but younger, like showed up in her yard after crawling under the fence.
Okay.
And it was the neighbor's dog.
Okay.
And that dog's name was Bella.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that that was Bella, her Bella, showing her like, hey,
Yes.
I'm still around? Like,
yes.
Okay.
So whether Bella sent that dog to her or whether it was Bella taking the form of that dog for just a few minutes to interact with your sister can happen different ways.
Yeah.
But absolutely. And what I always tell people is if you're feeling like it's Bella, then it absolutely is. Otherwise, you wouldn't even have the impression that it could be. So always trust that instinct.
Do you get more people asking for pet readings rather than human readings?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends on what's happening in the world. So what's happening recently is there's a lot of pet readings coming through because the people are off. Something's happening with the people where they're not grounded, they're not comfortable, something's going on in their worlds, everybody's feeling a little scattered right now, and they'll call me for a pet reading. I always say the pet readings are my gateway.
Interesting.
Because sometimes people are not comfortable with a human psychic, and so they'll bring their pets to me as, let me see how you do with this pet.
Like dip their toe in the water with psychic.
Yeah.
Psychic. Okay, got it.
Because sometimes the things that comes out of the pets' mouths are things that either, I mean, clearly there's no way I would know, but they're very specific. They make them laugh, so they start to open up their energy to the process itself.
Yep.
And it becomes a gateway. And then they'll say to me, well, do you do readings for people? Yes, I do.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so when you do a reading for someone, every psychic medium is different with how they translate the information. What is something that you see in your mind's eye, I'm guessing, right? Do you see images, or is it a feeling? Is it a knowing? Is it someone speaking to you?
Yeah.
What clair are you using?
Good question. What happens for me is I'm not interpreting anything. I try to let my brain step aside and spirit speaks through me. So I will not remember what we've talked about after we've talked about it because spirit is moving through me and I start talking faster, which is why I make recordings for everybody because I don't know what we've talked about, and you'll hear something different in this moment than you'll hear the next time that you listen to it, maybe in a week or in a month. And so my brain steps aside. Sometimes I can feel things in my body. Sometimes I hear full sentences, but my brain's really not active during that time. It just kind of flows through me.
Is it like channeling?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so you're channeling spirit.
Yes.
Do you ever channel people?
You mean people that have passed?
Yeah, that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And also pets that have passed.
How does that feel?
I don't take it on. So there's a lot of boundary work and grounding that I have to do in order to not take that on. So they're not inhabiting me. I'm just allowing me to be a vessel through which you hear the message you need to hear.
Okay. So with that, boundaries are big, right?
Yes.
A lot of people need to have boundaries up in life just so you don't take on other people's shitty energy or sad, whatever it is.
Right.
What is your process of putting up boundaries and grounding yourself? What do you do? Do you do it before every reading? Do you do it after the reading? Do you like sage the shit out of yourself?
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't want your energy around me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
So for me, the boundary is how I keep myself safe. And Spirit always describes boundary as the way I love you and me at the same time.
Love that.
So the boundary is just like making sure that my energy is like if I'm doing a coloring page, my boundary is the hard black line so that it doesn't bleed into you and I don't allow you to bleed into me like a watercolor.
Okay.
What I really do is grounding. When I ground, I can also have good boundaries. I start my day every day with grounding. Grounding can be taking a walk in nature. Grounding can be a really warm shower. Grounding, a lot of times for me, especially in between sessions, can look like a piece of chocolate. Grounding is anything that makes you feel good in your body, but keeps you in your body and out of your head.
Okay.
And so I need to be in my body, fully present. Because a lot of us will sort of pop out of our bodies, like our soul pops out and we're like, we're a little dazed and confused. So I have to be in my body in order to practice those boundaries. So essential oil sprays are something else that I will use because in between sessions, I don't have a lot of time to go out and take a walk. I will sit outside on my back patio and get the sunlight on my third eye, on my back, wherever it feels good. Again, those are things that just kind of keep me solidly in my body so that I can participate in whatever this conversation is that's coming through.
Okay. I like the chocolate thing because I'm all about that.
Yes.
So I think I ground a lot.
Yes. Yes.
Because I eat a lot of chocolate.
Well,
Just kidding.
And I will tell you that one thing Spirit has told me is that people that are highly intuitive and that are very connected to Spirit use sugar as a way to ground.
Interesting.
So almost don't talk to yourself badly about overdoing the sugar. Sometimes it's a signal to your body that you're out here and you need to be in here.
Okay, so don't beat myself up when I want to have a treat.
Yeah.
And remind my body that this isn't bad. It's good for my body, and to not hold it where it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also just to see what it is that's coming up. Like, why are you feeling like you need the sugar to drop back into your body? Why do you want to pop out? What's happening in your life in this moment that's making you not want to be really in your body and fully present with whatever's happening?
Okay. Okay, now with all that being said, you and I spoke earlier about what's happening in the universe. I told you last week I had kind of a rough few days, and I was wondering what the hell is happening in the cosmos. Am I losing my mind by myself, or is this a collective shitstorm that's happening or shedding? And I know that it's the year of the snake is ending in a couple weeks.
Yes, February 16th.
Yes, and we're shedding stuff. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
And so I don't see myself as being super knowledgeable about this, just so you know, because people may hear it and go, well, no, I don't know. So I'm just going to tell you what Spirit has shown me is that the year of the snake, so this is Chinese astrology, the year of the snake is for shedding. So there has been a lot of stuff that has been coming up in this past year that is showing us, and it looks like a shitstorm, all of the things in our lives that suck. That are no good, that are like signals, like alarms going off that we need to be done with.
Kind of like what's happening in our United States right now?
Yes. So what's happening in the greater world is mimicking actually what's happening at home.
Okay.
So also pay attention what's happening inside your own houses and realize that sometimes you can't control what's happening in the rest of the world, but you absolutely can control what's happening at home. So they're magnifying each other. It's just part of the story you're writing for yourself. And so what's happening with the year of the snake is that we're really being called to shed. So some people will start shedding by doing things like cleaning the house, like a deep clean, or going through closets. And like we look at our clothes and we say, okay, well, you know what? This still fits me, but it doesn't feel good when I wear it. Time to go.
Yeah.
Same thing with every time you hook up with your friend. She's a Debbie Downer and you feel like you're drained after 2 hours of coffee. Maybe she needs to go, or at least, send her to the Goodwill where somebody else can enjoy her company. What Spirit has showed me is that for most of us, we're shedding multiple things from multiple past lives. This is a very huge time in our planet's history and in our souls evolving, because we're not just shedding from this past year. We're shedding shit from this lifetime. We're shedding stuff from multiple lifetimes, and it's all coming forward very, very quickly. Okay. And so the first of the year is not the new year. The new year doesn't begin till the spring. This shedding is still happening. And as you described earlier, you're feeling it, not just for yourself, but for the collective. Yeah. And those of us that are sensitive will feel for the collective, especially when our boundaries are not good. And it's okay to do that. That means you're a feeling person, but it's also showing you what you came here to do, to share the light. Okay. Not to be bogged down by that lower vibrational energy, which is what you're feeling.
And then going into the new year, the fire horse, or the year of the horse. Yes. What does that entail for people?
Well, that's beautiful. So the year of the snake is a 9.
Yeah.
So this is a year of completion. We're completing cycles. So big deal cycles in our lives. Moving into the year of the fire horse on February 17th is it's a 1 year, which is all about self. So self is about, and you had mentioned earlier, self-love, self-care.
Self-care, yeah.
It's also about self-empowerment, self-strength. Step into those big girl shoes and stand up and claim your space.
Okay.
So it's really big. It's this pushing out. And Spirit says tits up energy. Because when your tits come up, your shoulders roll back, your wings come out. It's
wait,
like,
what?
yes.
Yes.
And it's, you know, a lot of us feel like we've been underwater this past year.
Yeah.
Guess what, girl? The water is only 12 inches deep, so stand the fuck up. And in this year, we're standing the fuck up. So this is about you and what you want. Now, if we're going to relate it to a horse, people are looking at the fire horse going, oh, it's fast movement. Horses have fast movement when they're running towards something they're excited about or when they're running away from something that they need to get the fuck away from. They are usually slow and methodical and intentional. If you watch a horse graze, they take their time. They're enjoying it. They're also extremely discerning. So you can never fake a horse. A horse will always know what your intention is as you come at him or her, and they will feel your energy before your face even shows in front of theirs. Wow. So this is a year about being discerning. It's about being intentional. It's about making forward movement quickly when you are called to and away from when you're called to, but also stop and enjoy some of the things. Now, the fire is about ignition. Okay. It's also maybe a little bit of burning.
Burning like what?
For me, this feels like passion as opposed to burning like burning away. Okay. So what's coming up for you that you may have wanted to do for years and years that you haven't done? That little project or that trip you've wanted to take, or even a recipe that has been sitting in a dusty recipe box for years. Yeah. What's lighting you up? And so the shedding will show you like what's left. Like when you clean the closet, what's left in your closet? Yeah. Hopefully only things that you love.
Okay. I'm very excited about the year of the horse. Yes. Like I'm over this snake shit.
Yes.
I'm over it. I'm done. I'm tired of being like down and feeling shitty. And I try so hard to pull myself out of it. And I feel like I'm stuck in sludge. Yeah. And that is clearing. Yeah. I mean, as the month goes on, now we're in February, you know, as the month goes on, I get this sense that it'll be lighter and lighter.
It is getting lighter and lighter. And as you shed, you get lighter and lighter. Whether you're shedding weight, shedding skin, cleaning the house, you get lighter and lighter. And you start feeling like, oh, so what's happening right now in this tenuous in-between spot is the space. Yeah. And a lot of us are not real comfortable with space. But space gives an opportunity to see what's gone is gone, and what is coming is basically up to me and my imagination. But the space being created is a spot for us to have some stillness and just take a deep breath.
Yeah. God, I feel like I'm constantly in the in-between. Yeah. I mean, just with what I see and all the things, right? Yes. And it's one of those places that is an interesting space to be in. It's a place that is a little, not sad even. It will be nice to be into the next part of it. Yeah. Of whatever this is.
You are always on the in between. Yeah. Right. And some of that is about choice. So if you're sitting on a teeter-totter and you're in the world of the humanity and you're also very in the world of spirit, you're in the world of sight and you're in the world of the unseen, but you're in the teeter-totter. And sometimes that in the middle space can be not healthy.
Yeah, right?
It's like you're trying to hold both at the same time. And if you've sat on a teeter-totter, you will not move if you hold space for both at the same time. So in this moment, Spirit's saying, just make a decision. If I was in the in-between all the time, I couldn't do my work. Yeah. Yeah. Right? And I can't take Spirit with me everywhere I go. Yeah. This is why when people meet me, they're like, well, you're a real human being with real stuff. I'm like, no shit.
Right? Okay, wait. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No. How do you differentiate between the two? Not differentiate, but how do you like reconcile the two? You've got your human side, because I always thought, oh my God, someone who can talk to Spirit, who's a psychic medium, like they're constantly getting messages. That must be exhausting. Yeah. But then you have your human side that is like, oh my God, I ate that ice cream last night and now I have diarrhea. There's these real human things.
Yeah.
Like, how do you kind of reconcile the two?
How do you live like that?
Yes.
Yes.
How do you live as someone who can speak to spirit, but also be able to flip someone off if they're driving crazy on the road? And
I shut it off. It's like a hose.
Okay.
It's like a dial. I shut it off. I turn it on and I shut it off.
Okay.
So when people first meet me, they, especially in dating, it's like, oh my gosh, like fun. They think like I'm always trying to like figure out something. Mm-hmm. I'm always trying to connect.
Yeah.
I'm not, because that would be a violation of your boundaries. Mm-hmm. And so I don't ever try to tap in if I'm out. So this was a skill I had to learn when I first learned that I had this gift, because I would go to restaurants and sit at a booth and I could tell that the man sitting behind me at the booth back to back with me had cancer.
Oh.
And so I couldn't eat. I actually had to ask that particular time, our whole party had to be moved because I couldn't do that. Once you ask for this, spirit will give it to you.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn how to ask for less of that.
Okay.
And so my intuition comes from my gut. That's different than my connection with spirit.
Okay.
My connection with spirit comes from spirit. It is a message. My gut comes from Kristen and is an internal message.
Does everybody have that?
Everybody has intuition.
What I thought. Okay, good.
Not everybody is psychic, but everybody has intuition. And everybody has the capacity to be psychic. It's just whether we tap into that gift or not. But everybody has intuition. And as children, we're usually taught not to use our intuition.
Really?
Because mommy and daddy know better.
Oh,
the teacher knows better. You need to eat these peas because they're good for you.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you grow up and you learn you're allergic to peas.
Yeah. Or
whatever it is, right? So I had to learn how to turn that dial off so that I could live in this world that I'd chosen to live in.
Damn.
It's not always easy to turn it on and turn it off, but I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
I had to learn by overstepping other people's boundaries. And then it became difficult for me so I used to also walk around Lake Elistero where there's a cemetery.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would see people there visiting their loved ones, and I would hear the loved one as I'm doing my walk, and I would sob.
Oh.
Because I don't have a camera crew following me.
Yeah.
And so it's not appropriate for me to go up and give this message. And so I would send a message to the loved one and let them know why I could not do that.
Yeah.
But I had to learn how to turn it off because I didn't even want to hear the loved one. Because it was too much to hold.
Well, yeah, that's for your human side.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's got to be...
Even the pets. I had to turn it off. Like I go to Carmel Beach and the dogs would be running and playing and I'd have dogs come up to me and say, "Can you tell them that I'm so happy that they're pregnant?"
Oh my God.
No, I can't, because that would feel really weird if you were the pregnant people walking down and nobody else knew. Yeah.
Have you ever had a time when you've just had to say something?
Yes. If they're with animals.
Okay.
If they're in pain.
Okay.
I will a lot of times find a way to... Well, you know me. I love animals, so I'm going to be all up on the dogs anyway, giving squishes and loves, and please love me too. And then it's kind of a natural way to lean into. But I actually was at a restaurant the other night, and I was with a friend and her dog, and the waitress came over, and she said something to the dog about, "You look like my dog that passed." And of course, immediately I could feel the soul of her dog. And as she started to say a couple words, and I told her what I did, and I asked her if she would be open to me sharing what I was feeling from her dog. And she said yes. So that was my invitation. I didn't just start sharing it, but I felt it right away. And it was something she really needed to hear. Aww. And of course, I had her crying like Spirit often does.
Yes.
But it was a message that she needed to hear in order for her own heart to heal. So if I'm feeling really strongly about it, I will say that I am hearing a message from Spirit. Would you be open to hearing it? And some people will say yes, and some people will say no. And that's fine. Then I'm giving them their sovereignty and to answer the question however they feel comfortable.
That is so trippy to me because I would always say yes. Just curious minds want to know, right? I can understand how some people might be a little hesitant. I mean, damn,
Yeah.
I would want to know.
Yeah.
Besides the pet readings and the human readings and all those things, what other things are you doing that we can know about? Like,
Okay.
what do you love doing right now?
Yes.
With regards to your job.
One of the things I love to do is to, and Ferris brought this up earlier, so I think this is really special, is to help people live their best fuck yes life.
Love that.
And what is a fuck yes life? Fuck yes is, you know that when you say fuck yes to something, it's something you really want to do. You're not living in doubt. You're not living in fear. You're fully empowered to make a decision that feels so good for you. And I feel like fuck yes energy goes with the year of the fire horse.
Yes.
It's a fully
Fuck
empowered yes, right? Yeah. And what I tell people is if there's even a hint, the question that it's a no, then it's a hell no.
Yeah.
So I like working with people to be empowered in that way, not just give people messages, but I always say that part of what I feel my gift is to give you the message, but also to help you integrate that into your day-to-day life. So one of the things that I'm starting to have offered for a little while is memberships. Okay. So people can work with me daily during the month, and then we do like a once a month more intensive 60-minute reading and deeper dives. So people that are wanting to learn how to regain their intuition, how to hear themselves speak again without listening to all of society, doing a deeper dive into that, or even a deeper dive into communicating with their pets. And if they want to learn how to communicate with pets, become a pet psychic, or at least dabble in that, I like to do that too.
For shits and giggles?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fun. The pets have a lot to say, and the pets know a hell of a lot more than you think they do.
So, okay, I've got a cynical question, I guess. Yeah. How, with all of that, how does someone who might be wanting to speak to pets or people or whatever, how do they not think that it's their brain telling them the story and it's spirit actually talking, like, yes, do you need a sign? Okay, show me a sign. Is that how it goes?
Yeah. So when I start working with people doing that, the first two things spirit works with them on is grounding and boundaries. Okay. We spend the first 2 weeks working on grounding and boundaries, because if you don't have that, then you can't discern where that information is coming from. Okay. And so it is a really important practice to start there. Anybody that's in the spirit world that doesn't do those things, or that you see constantly just want to share with other people or want to, they're overstepping already, so that they're not grounded in their work. And because of that the work can, so that is so important, and that helps you feel the difference between what's your intuition and what is coming from outside of you from spirit. Okay. So for me, intuition comes from inside of me, and I'm able to discern that what comes from spirit comes from outside of me. And I always show it with my right hand here on my right side, because it always feels like it comes from right behind my right ear. Okay. Okay. How does the brain come into to play with all of this? Because your intuition is like, maybe don't take that right turn, it's not going to be good, right? Or maybe you try this restaurant instead of that one, right? And that kind of stuff. I know for myself, my brain is like, yeah, but that one time whenever maybe this person is or that little voice inside your head, yes, she's kind of a dick sometimes. Well, yeah, yours is really a bitch. She's really a bitch. Yeah, and I love her, but she's a bitch. And you've given her permission. Okay. So we have to not give permission to that part. So this is part of the reason why I do an intensive 1 month with people. Okay. Because that question that you just asked about, how do we do this with the brain? It can't be answered in, a 3-minute. Well, no. It's important for our brains to step aside for us to hear what else there is to hear. Yeah. Now, like you said, signs and symbols, when we ask spirit for a sign or symbol, you can do this at any time, because we all have higher guides. Whether they're people or angels or whatever, we all have what some people call guardian angels, and our higher self is always a guide. So our soul self is always a guide. So if you want an answer from your soul self on any particular thing, you can ask for a sign,
Mm-hmm.
You tell your higher self, look, I want to see a giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm meant to go in this direction,
Mm-hmm.
or I want to see a penguin if I'm meant to go in that direction, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You ask for a sign, you tell them what sign you want to see,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wait till you see it.
Okay.
You just allow for it. You don't necessarily wait for it. You allow for it.
You speak truth to kind of where I'm at right now with all of it. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay. So you're doing, like I mentioned before, I met you and we had our own little reading on the phone, but then also I saw you in person at a group reading.
Yes.
Do you still do those? Where do you do those? Can people reach out to you? All that stuff?
Yep. Yeah. So I do group readings for private groups. So you can hire me for a private group if you want to have a little party. It's super fun. And I do group readings right now at the Sanctuary Beach Resort in Marina.
Oh, cool.
Once a month. I think it's the third Saturday of the month.
And anyone can go if they
and
sign
anybody
up.
Can go. Yeah, you don't have to be staying at the resort to go. Community can go. And then I also do one that's revolved around pets. And it's a little bit of how to speak to your pet, how to communicate with your pet, hear what they have to say. And then I do a little mini read for each person and their pet with a picture.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay, so I have to tell you, we had tea the other day, and I was telling you about Coda, my dog, and then Mackenzie's cat Bear, and how everybody had just left after the holidays, and they were all kind of like, meh, the animals. And I was meh, crazy. And you were like, listen, Bear needs to have the window open, and he needs to be able to sit in the window, and you need to get a piece of selenite, right? Is that what it was?
Yes.
The clear selenite. And just kind of rub it over them, or like put it over their bodies to clear the energy, because they have a lot of energy, blah, blah, blah. So when you first said it, I was like, all right, sure. Yeah. And then I did it, and I did it for Bear first, and he literally like rolled over and was like, get my stomach.
Nice, yeah.
Can you get my back now?
Yep.
And I opened the window, and he was chilling, and then ended up going right into the window to look outside at all the things.
Oh, nice.
And then I did it for Coda, and he was outside. So I did it outside. And because you said to do it in a space where the energy can leave. So I did it for Coda outside. And I swear to God, both of them were super chill.
That's awesome.
I have to do it again because now there's spazzes again.
Well, so here's the thing, and I hate to tell you this, except that the reason why we have pets in our lives, the reason why they have a soul contract with us, is to help us hold our energy. We also help them evolve. So their souls evolve like our souls evolve.
Okay.
But they hold our energy. So if your animals are spazzes, likely there's a lot going on in the household. And so when you're using the selenite to clear your pet, you're clearing off the energy they've taken on from outside of them.
Oh.
Because a lot of us that are sensitive, whether we're pets or people, are like sponges, and we forget we need to wring ourselves out. So animals wring themselves out by doing animal things, going for walks, putting their head out the window in the car, or a kitty cat will sit in the window. But sometimes we need another level of clearing, just like sometimes we need a massage, or we need to go to an energy healer, or we need a little dance party on the beach. We need something that's a little bit different than normal. And the selenite is one of those things. So, and you can do that daily for them.
I'm going to do that daily.
Yeah. And it feels like a massage. That's what they always show me. It feels like a massage.
That is super cool.
Yep. And it's a level that they haven't asked for before. So I've been doing this work for almost 15 years. It's only been in the past 2 years where they're asking for the actual selenite wand.
Okay.
Yeah. Which means there's a lot happening on the planet, as we can feel. And you've spoken to already. Yeah. Yeah. And so they're going to need more because we need more.
Okay. Okay. And can we do it for ourselves?
You can absolutely do it for
selenite all
yourself.
through my body.
Yep. Selenite works. Essential oils work.
Okay.
Some people love sage and Palo Santo.
I do like
whatever your thing is. Epsom salt baths work.
Okay.
Salt water. Jump in the ocean. You know, those are all the things that help clear.
Okay. Where can people find you? Because I want them to find you.
You have to use your intuition to find me. No, I'm just kidding.
Think really hard, but don't use your brain. Ask Spirit where Kristen is.
The website is called Living Full Wellness.
Okay.
is very interesting because that's kind of my motto, is just like all parts of life need to feel good. So mind, body, soul, right? And so livingfullwellness.com.
Okay.
And then I have all my events on there. I have all my offerings on there. So people can find me even over at the sanctuary through my website too, because I'll put the current events there.
Perfect. And then do you have Instagram?
I have Instagram and Facebook. I have TikTok. I'm not super good at using the TikTok.
Okay, ditto.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put all of that in there so people can find you.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm so happy that you were here, and I will have you back again later.
Thank you.
Because I know there's more to talk about.
Yeah.
And if anybody has questions for Kristen, I hope I'm looking at the camera, but whatever. Then please let us know, and we'll get those questions to her. And as I've said to you, and I've said to everybody else, I know our higher self has the answers, but I just have a few more questions.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, thank you.
So fun to sit with you.
I always love to sit with you. We're going to have so much fun in life together.
Yes.
Just saying. We were sisters in a past life.
Absolutely.
I just know it. I know we were.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Have a good day. Thanks, you guys. Love you. All right, everybody. That's another episode of My Higher Self Has Questions. If you know someone who could benefit from the conversation we've had on My Higher Self Has Questions, please share the link. You can find me on all socials at Jamie Estelle Roth or at jamieestelleroth.com, where I share my Rebel meditations, podcast updates, and a few jokes about my questionable adulting. Until next time, keep laughing, keep healing, and remember, your higher self already has the answers. I'm just here to ask a few more questions.